My power goes out a lot, especially during summer storms. I think it's because of the large trees around the neighborhood. We often end up hooking an extension cord to our neighbors who never seem to lose power. To avoid this hassle, I decided to make a generator from an old electric scooter motor I had lying around. Here's how it works. A DC motor, like the one from the scooter, operates on the principle of electromagnetic induction. In the motor, the stator consists of stationary magnets, and the rotor contains the windings. Normally, when you supply electricity to the motor, it turns the shaft by creating a magnetic field in the rotor's windings. This magnetic field interacts with the stationary magnets in the stator, causing the rotor to spin. But when you reverse the process, by turning the motor shaft manually or with an external force, the rotor's windings move through the magnetic field created by the stationary magnets. This movement generates an electrical voltage in the windings, known as back EMF. What makes a brushed DC motor special for generating DC electricity is the commutator. The commutator acts as a mechanical switch that reverses the direction of the current in the rotor windings as they spin, ensuring that the electricity flowing out of the motor is direct current. This means that the voltage remains constant and doesn't change direction. So, simply by spinning the shaft of this motor, you're essentially creating a small power generator. The faster you spin this shaft, the more voltage you're going to generate. And that's the basic principle I'm going to use for my DIY electric generator. First, I'm unboxing a 3 horsepower Predator engine. This will be used to rotate the motor shaft. I'm using a 350 watt brushed motor that will act as our generator. The 3/8 screws that I got are a bit too large for the motor mount. I needed to widen the holes using my drill press. Next, I'm mounting a 21 tooth pulley onto the Predator engine. The fit is pretty snug, so I had to file it down a bit and use a hammer to get it on. But don't worry, I'll use a gear puller later on to align it properly with the motor. Now I'm measuring and cutting a 3/4 inch piece of plywood to serve as the base for the motor, engine, and solar charge controller. I'm using a jigsaw to make the cuts. Here's everything laid out on the plywood before assembly. It's time to mount the motor. I'm carefully measuring and lining up holes based on the motor's mounting dimensions. I'm using 4 M6 bolts with washers to secure it to the plywood. Next, I'm mounting the engine. For both the motor and the engine, I'm using my drill press to ensure that everything is aligned properly. To tension the chain, I'm creating slots in the plywood for the engine mount. I'll use the drill press to start the holes and then the jigsaw to cut slots. I've also 3D printed a foot with rubber pads to account for vibration and to keep the base of the generator off the ground. Now I'm aligning the motor and the engine's pulleys using a straight edge. The gear puller comes in handy to fine-tune the engine pulley alignment. I grind down a chain to the correct length and I connect it using the master link. I can use the slots on the plywood to tension the chain. Everything is set up and aligned. All that's left to do is test the generator. I'm going to explain the operation of this with the engine off because it's too loud to talk over. But what we have here is this PV charge controller is taking the output of this motor and then converting that voltage into a voltage that will charge this battery bank. So you can think of this as basically just a solar panel setup, and these two components, the motor and this gas engine, are basically just a solar panel outputting a voltage into this PV controller. So what I'm doing is I'm using this to charge this battery, and I'm also using this to hook up to this DC to AC inverter, which I can use to use any AC appliances, such as that compressor I have over there. And that's all there really is to it. I'll show you some of the operation and how it works here in a second. So right now, the generator's on over there, and I have it hooked up to the inverter, which is connected to this compressor. And I'm over here because it's really loud, but that wraps up my DIY generator build. If you have any questions about how this generator works or need more details on any part of the process, feel free to leave them in the comments below.